bitterly. Gilgamesh wept for his friend Enkidu. He wandered over the wilderness as a hunter. He roamed over the plains. In his bitterness he cried, "How can I rest? How can I be at peace? Despair is in my heart. What my brother is now, that shall I be when I am dead. Because I am afraid of death, I will go as best I can to find Utnapishtim, whom they call the Faraway. For he has entered the assembly of the gods." So Gilgamesh traveled over the wilderness. He wandered over the grasslands, a long journey in search of Utnapishtim, whom the gods took after the deluge. And they set him to live in the land of Dilmun, in the garden of the sun. And to him alone of men they gave everlasting life. At night, when he came to the mountain passes, Gilgamesh prayed, "In these mountain passes long ago I saw lions. I was afraid, and I lifted my eyes to the moon. I prayed, and my prayers went up to the gods. So now, O moon god seen, protect me." When he had prayed, he lay down to sleep, until he was woken from out of a dream. He saw the lions round him glorying in life. Then he took his axe in his hand. He drew his sword from his belt, and he fell upon them like an arrow from the string, and struck and destroyed and scattered them. So at length Gilgamesh came to Mashu, the great mountains about which he had heard many things, which guard the rising and the setting sun. Its twin peaks are as high as the wall of heaven, and its paps reach down to the underworld. At its gate the scorpions stand guard, half man and half dragon. Their glory is terrifying. Their stare strikes death into men. Their shimmering halo sweeps the mountains that guard the rising sun. When Gilgamesh saw them, he shielded his eyes for the length of a moment only. Then he took courage and approached. When they saw him so undismayed, the man-scorpion called to his mate. "This one who comes to us now is flesh of the gods." The mate of the man-scorpion answered, "2/3 is God, but 1/3 is man." Then he called to the man Gilgamesh. He called to the child of the gods. "Why have you come so great a journey? For what have you traveled so far, crossing the dangerous waters? Tell me the reason for your coming." Gilgamesh answered, "For Enkidu. I loved him dearly. Together we endured all kinds of hardships. On his account I have come, for the common lot of man has taken him. I have wept for him day and night. I would not give up his body for burial. I thought my friend would come back because of my weeping. Since he went, my life is nothing. That is why I have traveled here in search of Utnapishtim, my father. For men say he has entered the assembly of the gods and has found everlasting life. I have a desire to question him concerning the living and the dead." The man-scorpion opened his mouth and said, speaking to Gilgamesh, "No man born of woman has done what you have asked. No mortal man has gone into the mountain. The length of it is 12 leagues of darkness. In it there is no light, but the heart is oppressed with darkness. From the rising of the sun to the setting of the sun, there is no light." Gilgamesh said, "Although I should go in sorrow and in pain, with sighing and with weeping, still I must go. Open the gate of the mountain." And the man-scorpion said, "Go, Gilgamesh. I permit you to pass through the mountain of Mashu and through the high ranges. May your feet carry you safely home. The gate of the mountain is open." When Gilgamesh heard this, he did as the man-scorpion had said. He followed the sun's road to his rising through the mountain. When he had gone 1 league, the darkness became thick around him, for there was no light. He could see nothing ahead and nothing behind him. After 2 leagues, the darkness was thick and there was no light. He could see nothing ahead and nothing behind him. After 3 leagues, the darkness was thick, and there was now light. He could see nothing ahead and nothing behind him. After 4 leagues, the darkness was thick, and there was no light. He could see nothing ahead and nothing behind him. At the end of 5 leagues, the darkness was thick, and there was no light. He could see nothing ahead and nothing behind him. At the end of 6 leagues, the darkness was thick, and there was no light. He could see nothing ahead and nothing behind him. When he had gone 7 leagues, the darkness was thick, and there was no light. He could see nothing ahead and nothing behind him. When he had gone 8 leagues, Gilgamesh gave a great cry, for the darkness was thick, and he could see nothing ahead and nothing behind him. After 9 leagues, he felt the north wind on his face, but the darkness was thick, and there was no light. He could see nothing ahead and nothing behind him. After 10 leagues, the end was near. After 11 leagues, the dawn light appeared. At the end of 12 leagues, the sun streamed out. There was the garden of the gods. All round him stood bushes bearing gems. Seeing it, he went down at once, for there was fruit of carnelian with the vine hanging from it, beautiful to look at. Lapis lazuli leaves hung thick with fruit, sweet to see. For thorns and thistles there were hematite and rare stones, agate and pearls from out of the sea. While Gilgamesh walked in the garden by the edge of the sea, Shamash saw him. And he saw that he was dressed in the skins of animals and ate their flesh. He was distressed, and he spoke and said, "No mortal man has gone this way before, nor will, as long as the winds drive over the sea." And to Gilgamesh he said, "You will never find the life for which you are searching." Gilgamesh said to glorious Shamash, "Now that I have toiled and strayed so far over the wilderness, am I to sleep and let the earth cover my head forever? Let my eyes see the sun until they are dazzled with looking. Although I am no better than a dead man, still let me see the light of the sun." Beside the sea she lives, the woman of the vine, the maker of wine. Siduri sits in the garden at the edge of the sea, with the golden bowl and the golden vats that the gods gave her. She is covered with a veil, and where she sits, she sees Gilgamesh coming towards her, wearing skins, the flesh of the gods in his body, but despair in his heart, and his face like the face of one who has made a long journey. She looked, and as she scanned the distance, she said in her own heart, "Surely this is some felon. Where is he going now?" And she barred her gate against him with the crossbar and shot home the bolt. But Gilgamesh, hearing the sound of the bolt, threw up his head and lodged his foot in the gate. He called to her, "Young woman, maker of wine, why do you bolt your door? What did you see that made you bar your gate? I will break in your door and burst in your gate. For I am Gilgamesh, who seized and killed the bull of heaven. I killed the watchman of the cedar forest. I overthrew Humbaba, who lived in the forest. And I killed the lions in the passes of the mountain." Then Siduri said to him, "If you are that Gilgamesh who seized and killed the bull of heaven, who killed the watchman of the cedar forest, who overthrew Humbaba that lived in the forest, and killed the lions in the passes of the mountain, why are your cheeks so starved, and why is your face so drawn? Why is despair in your heart, and your face like the face of one who has made a long journey? Yes, why is your face burned from heat and cold? And why do you come here wandering over the pastures in search of the wind?" Gilgamesh answered her, "And why should not my cheeks be starved and my face drawn? Despair is in my heart, and my face is the face of one who has made a long journey. It was burned with heat and with cold. Why should I not wander over the pastures in search of the wind? My friend, my younger brother, he who hunted the wild ass of the wilderness and the panther of the plains. Nay, friend, my younger brother who seized and killed the bull of heaven and overthrew Humbaba in the cedar forest. My friend who was very dear to me and who endured dangers beside me. Enkidu, my brother, whom I loved. The end of mortality has overtaken him. I wept for him 7 days and nights till the worm fastened on him. Because of my brother, I am afraid of death. Because of my brother, I stray through the wilderness and cannot rest. But now, young woman, maker of wine, since I have seen your face, do not let me see the face of death, which I dread so much. She answered, Gilgamesh, where are you hurrying to? You will never find that life for which you are looking. When the gods created man, they allotted to him death, but life they retained in their own keeping. As for you, Gilgamesh, fill your belly with good things. Day and night, night and day, dance and be merry, feast and rejoice. Let your clothes be fresh, bathe yourself in water, cherish the little child that holds your hand, and make your wife happy in your embrace. For this too is the lot of man. But Gilgamesh said to Siduri, the young woman, How can I be silent? How can I rest, when Enkidu, whom I love, is dust, and I too shall die and be laid in the earth? You live by the seashore and look into the heart of it. Young woman, tell me now, which is the way to Utnapishtim, the son of Ubaratutu? What directions are there for the passage? Give me, oh, give me directions. I will cross the ocean if it is possible. If it is not, I will wander still farther in the wilderness. The winemaker said to him, Gilgamesh, there is no crossing the ocean. Whoever has come since the days of old has not been able to pass that sea. The sun in his glory crosses the ocean, but who besides Shamash has ever crossed it? The place and the passage are difficult, and the waters of death are deep which flow between. Gilgamesh, how will you cross the ocean? When you come to the waters of death, what will you do? But Gilgamesh, down in the woods you will find Urshanabi, the ferryman of Utnapishtim. With him are the holy things, the things of stone. He is fashioning the serpent prow of the boat. Look at him well, and if it is possible, perhaps you will cross the waters with him. But if it is not possible, then you must go back. When Gilgamesh heard this, he was seized with anger. He took his axe in his hand and his dagger from his belt. He crept forward, and he fell on them like a javelin. Then he went into the forest and sat down. Urshanabi saw the dagger flash and heard the axe, and he beat his head, for Gilgamesh had shattered the tackle of the boat in his rage. Urshanabi said to him, Tell me, what is your name? I am Urshanabi, the ferryman of Utnapishtim the faraway. He replied to him, Gilgamesh is my name. I am from Uruk, from the house of Anu. Then Urshanabi said to him, Why are your cheeks so starved and your face drawn? Why is despair in your heart, and your face like the face of one who has made a long journey? Yes, why is your face burned with heat and with cold? And why do you come here wandering over the pastures in search of the wind? Gilgamesh said to him, Why should not my cheeks be starved and my face drawn? Despair is in my heart, and my face is the face of one who has made a long journey. I was burned with heat and with cold. Why should I not wander over the pastures? My friend, my younger brother who seized and killed the bull of heaven, and overthrew Humbaba in the cedar forest. My friend who was very dear to me, and who endured dangers beside me. Enkidu, my brother whom I loved. The end of mortality has overtaken him. I wept for him 7 days and nights, till the worm fastened on him. Because of my brother, I am afraid of death. Because of my brother, I stray through the wilderness. His fate lies heavy upon me. How can I be silent? How can I rest? He is dust, and I too shall die and be laid in the earth forever. I am afraid of death. Therefore, Urshanabi, tell me which is the road to Utnapishtim. If it is possible, I will cross the waters of death. If not, I will wander still farther through the wilderness. Urshanabi said to him, Gilgamesh, your own hands have prevented you from crossing the ocean. When you destroyed the tackle of the boat, you destroyed its safety. Then the two of them talked it over, and Gilgamesh said, Why are you so angry with me, Urshanabi? For you yourself cross the sea by day and night. At all seasons you cross it. Gilgamesh, those things you destroyed, their property is to carry me over the water, to prevent the waters of death from touching me. It was for this reason that I preserved them, but you have destroyed them, and the Urnu snakes with them. But now, go into the forest, Gilgamesh. With your axe cut poles, 120, cut them 60 cubits long, paint them with bitumen, set on them ferrules, and bring them back. When Gilgamesh heard this, he went into the forest. He cut poles 120. He cut them 60 cubits long. He painted them with bitumen. He set on them ferrules, and he brought them to Urshanabi. Then they boarded the boat, Gilgamesh and Urshanabi together, launching it out on the waves of ocean. For 3 days they ran on, as it were a journey of a month and 15 days, and at last Urshanabi brought the boat to the waters of death. Then Urshanabi said to Gilgamesh, Press on, take a pole and thrust it in, but do not let your hands touch the waters. Gilgamesh, take a second pole, take a third, take a fourth pole. Now Gilgamesh, take a fifth, take a sixth and seventh pole. Gilgamesh, take an eighth and ninth, a 10th pole. Gilgamesh, take an 11th, take a 12th pole. After 120 thrusts, Gilgamesh had used the last pole. Then he stripped himself. He held up his arms for a mast and his covering for a sail. So Urshanabi the ferryman brought Gilgamesh to Utnapishtim, whom they call the Faraway, who lives in Dinun at the place of the sun's transit, eastward of the mountain. To him alone of men, the gods had given everlasting life. Now Utnapishtim, where he lay at ease, looked into the distance, and he said in his heart, musing to himself, Why does the boat sail here without tackle and mast? Why are the sacred stones destroyed? And why does the master not sail the boat? That man who comes is none of mine. Where I look, I see a man whose body is covered with skins of beasts. Who is this who walks up the shore behind Urshanabi? For surely he is no man of mine. So Utnapishtim looked at him and said, What is your name, you who come here wearing the skins of beasts, with your cheeks starved and your face drawn? Where are you hurrying to now? For what reason have you made this great journey, crossing the seas whose passage is difficult? Tell me the reason for your coming. He replied, Gilgamesh is my name. I am from Uruk, from the house of Anu. Then Utnapishtim said to him, If you are Gilgamesh, why are your cheeks so starved and your face drawn? Why is despair in your heart, and your face like the face of one who has made a long journey? Yes, why is your face burned with heat and cold? And why do you come here, wandering over the wilderness in search of the wind? Gilgamesh said to him, Why should not my cheeks be starved and my face drawn? Despair is in my heart, and my face is the face of one who has made a long journey. It was burned with heat and with cold. Why should I not wander over the pastures? My friend, my younger brother who seized and killed the bull of heaven and overthrew Humbaba in the cedar forest. My friend who was very dear to me and endured dangers beside me. Enkidu, my brother whom I loved. The end of mortality has overtaken him. I wept for him 7 days and nights till the worm fastened on him. Because of my brother, I am afraid of death. Because of my brother, I stray through the wilderness. His fate lies heavy upon me. How can I be silent? How can I rest? He is dust, and I shall die also, and be laid in the earth forever. Again Gilgamesh said, speaking to Utnapishtim, "It is to see Utnapishtim, whom we call the Faraway, that I have come this journey. For this I have wandered over the world. I have crossed many difficult ranges. I have crossed the seas. I have wearied myself with traveling. My joints are aching, and I have lost acquaintance with sleep which is sweet. My clothes were worn out before I came to the house of Siduri. I have killed the bear and hyena, the lion and panther, the tiger, the stag and the ibex, all sorts of wild game and the small creatures of the pastures. I ate their flesh and I wore their skins. And that was how I came to the gate of the young woman, the maker of wine, who barred her gate of pitch and bitumen against me. But from her I had news of the journey. So then I came to Urshanabi the ferryman, and with him I crossed over the waters of death. O Father Utnapishtim, you who have entered the assembly of the gods, I wish to question you concerning the living and the dead. How shall I find the life for which I am searching?" Utnapishtim said, "There is no permanence. Do we build a house to stand forever? Do we seal a contract to hold for all time? Do brothers divide an inheritance to keep forever? Does the flood time of rivers endure? It is only the nymph of the dragonfly who sheds her larva and sees the sun in his glory. From the days of old there is no permanence. The sleeping and the dead, how alike they are. They are like a painted death. What is there between the master and the servant when both have fulfilled their doom? When the Anunnaki, the judges, come together, and Mametun, the mother of destinies, together they decree the fates of men. Life and death they allot, but the day of death they do not disclose." Then Gilgamesh said to Utnapishtim the Faraway, "I look at you now, Utnapishtim, and your appearance is no different from mine. There is nothing strange in your features. I thought I should find you like a hero prepared for battle, but you here taking your ease on your back. Tell me truly, how was it that you came to enter the company of the gods and to possess everlasting life?" Utnapishtim said to Gilgamesh, "I will reveal to you a mystery. I will tell you a secret of the gods.